I now reconvene to the regular meeting of the Board of Education at 7:03 with Blair, Cruz, Fikes, Snaw, and Orozco present. Before we begin, please silence all electronic devices and note that these proceedings are being recorded. Pat?
The board met in closed session from 4 p.m. to 6:47 p.m. regarding conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, student discipline and readmissions, conference with labor negotiators, ACT and CSCA, public employee discipline dismissal release, and public employee performance evaluation superintendent. No action was taken that requires public disclosure.
Thank you. Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us here tonight at Woodcrest Junior High School. Thank you, Woodcrest Junior High School, for having us again. As the school year comes to an end, we have a lot of great and amazing people that we want to honor. But before we get started with those recognitions, we'll have the presentation of colors. So if you would please rise for the presentation of colors by the Chino Valley Young Marines, and please remain standing while the colors are presented and for the Pledge of Allegiance. And Debbie Weiss of Oyala High School will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please place your hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ready, front! Outboard, face. Forward, march. Inboard, face. Forward, march. Post colors. Ready, two. About, face. Forward, march. Inboard, face. Forward, march. Inboard, face. Step. Color guard, forward, march.
And we'd like to thank the Chino Valley Young Marines. So the military salute is always a difficult one for me because I realize that these young men and women are committing to be so brave, and their decision is being brave, and it's a hard one. One day that they're in the classroom, and today they're going to be enlisting in their respective services and perhaps being out in the battlefield. But with that said, I would like to share that this evening, 25 of our graduating seniors made the decision to enlist in one of the branches of the United States military. a decision that was not taken lightly, and I am sure tugs at the hearts of their parents. These young men and women have cemented their belief that we all bear responsibility for safeguarding and preserving the best principles that define our republic, and in doing so voluntarily expose themselves to great danger. I just can't imagine. The Board of Education believes there is nothing more important than for these young men and women to know that their community supports them. America's future servicemen and women, our thoughts and prayers are with you as you embark in this new chapter of your life. But before we commence honoring them, I'd like to ask that if there's any military service members and veterans that might be in the audience this evening, I'd like to ask you if you would please stand so that we can recognize you and thank you for your commitment and your service. So if you would please stand now. Thank you. Now, with that, board members, Mr. Joseph, please join me in front as we honor our students and salute them as they begin their military careers. And Mrs. Yarboy will start getting her students ready to be presented.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, board members. Good evening, faculty and staff and students. It is with great honor and pride that Ruben S. Ayala High School welcomes our 5 students at this point in time. Would you please come forward? They will introduce themselves, the first names, last names, and the branch.
Nicholas Avalos, Marine Corps.
Shauna Incarnato, Marine Corps.
Matthew Ortega, United States Navy.
Bohr Zeisig, United States Military Academy at West Point.
Raven Harris is our 5th one. He's not here today.
Good evening. Felix Melendez, Principal, Chino High School. We have proud young men and women who are going to make that sacrifice and serve our country. Before them came the veterans that are in the audience, the young men and women in uniform with us today. And I am the proud son of an American hero. In October of this year, my father was awarded the Gold Star for his service in Korea. 63 years late, but he was alive to receive it. These young men and women are making that sacrifice, and they're going to get their chance for their gold medal. I would like our young men and women to come in and introduce themselves. They will state their name, their MOS, and their service branch.
Logan Reed in the United States Marine Corps.
Angel Vasquez, United States Navy.
Good evening. My name is Isabel Brennis, and I'm the proud principal of Chino Hills High School. This is by far the best board meeting of the year because it gives us the opportunity to thank and to show appreciation to many, many stakeholders for various things that contribute to the greatness of this wonderful district. With that, it takes a special person to say that they're going to sacrifice their life for our country and for the freedoms that we have on a daily basis. So with that, I would like to call forward my 7 wonderful Husky students forward so they can introduce themselves.
Brooke Carnahan, and I'll be studying Arabic at West Point.
Kiara Cheeks, United States Navy Hospital Corpsman.
Jaden Goulding, U.S. Marine. Vika Soares, United States Army, 92 Yankee.
Stephen Sprague, U.S. Army, 11X Infantry.
Jacob Velez, United States Army, 56 Mikes, Religious Affairs Specialist.
Jacob Wu, 15 Romeo, Apache Helicopter Repairman.
Good evening. I'm Kimberly Cabrera. I'm the very proud principal of Don Lugo High School. Tonight, it's my pleasure to be able to bring to you our students who have made great contributions to our school, and also to thank them for the sacrifice that they're making for our safety, for our freedom, and for our country. Parents, family members, we thank you for your sacrifice because we know it is also great. We just ask that you keep them in prayer and you keep them safe. As they come up, please introduce your name and also give your branch.
Lizette DePaz, the United States Marine Corps.
Angelica Jelly Guerrero, United States Marine Corps.
Ryan Hartman, United States Marine Corps.
Christopher Hutron, U.S. Marines.
Adri Lopez, United States Marines.
Valeria Palmerin, U.S. Air Force.
Sabrina Perez, United States Army, tanker.
Parents, this is your opportunity for a photo op.
Excuse me. Before we do that, is the family of Isaiah Garcia in the audience tonight? The family of Isaiah Garcia, could you please come forward and accept this certificate? I understand that he's already serving in the military, so we'd like for you to come forward and get that certificate. Thank you.
Okay. I'm Rigo Vasquez, principal at Buena Vista High School. And let me tell you what, good luck to all of you. The greatest country in the world. What do you think? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Let me tell you a little bit about Isaiah Garcia. Isaiah Garcia graduated early. He graduated in 3.5 years. That's how motivated he was. So he graduated in December. So he's already, I believe, at Fort Jackson in South Carolina. I think he gets out basic training on June 22nd. So he's not here to accept, but I had his father here, and I'm glad to have him here. Give him a round of applause, please.
Keep the rest. You could have left them on the table and then Pat will get them. What is CATA?
CATA and Sia, that's the activities director.
So we don't have to go down. Years ago, the whole stage was full. You know what I was thinking? And she has the experience. Right.
And very
My last meeting, though.
It's your last meeting.
Yes, and then I'm up probably in August.
That's just something you're born with. Oh, yeah.
Friends and family, if you don't want to stay till wee hours, we'll take a couple minutes to allow you to meet your son or daughter.
Yeah, it's just a cold. And then him start with. We'll probably get it too. This is contagious. Whatever it is.
I'm graduating.
You're young Yankee. You don't get no call.
That's right. You don't get sick. It's for old people. That's true.
Put a flag right here. Hazmat. I'm sorry. Pada. Pada? Oh, and then scholarship. That'll be quick. Yeah. This will probably be long-winded. Yeah. Not too much. And then these, I think she's just going to go buy them.
Okay, if we can get to your seats as quickly as possible. Okay, looks like everyone's taken their seats. For the next presentation, I'd like to ask Debbie Weiss of Ayala High School to the podium. Debbie is the president-elect for the California Association of Directors of Activities, better known as CATA.
Thank you.
That's either.
It's kind of weird to do a backside podium, but the California Association of Directors of Activities and our student organization, the California Association of Student Leaders, we specifically what we want to do is we want to promote the philosophy, trends, methods, and training services for activity directors as well as for students to help promote and broaden the scope of participation in all student activities and adhere to the belief that co-curricular programs strengthen the framework of a formal education. And we're very excited because we do have an amazing student activity program in our district. Tonight I have some students and some adults who have been recognized this year through CATA, and it's my extreme pleasure as both an activities director in the district as well as serving the state at the state level to introduce them. So the first one is our Area E, and Area E covers Los Angeles County and a tip of San Bernardino County, and we happen to be the tip. The Bob Burton Award is presented yearly to a person who makes spirit work on their campus, who makes a positive difference, and who includes all students on their campus. And this year, it's my extreme pleasure to introduce to you our Area E Bob Burton Award, Celia Collins from Lytle S. Briggs.
Woo!
The next award that the Area E gives out, and I have to tell you, there's only 2 awards that they do give out, so if you haven't figured that out, that means that our district received both of those awards, which has never been done in any area in the state. The Area E Service Award is presented yearly to an area council member for their overall contributions to the California Association of Directors of Activities. And again, it's my extreme pleasure to introduce, which happens to be even Celia's sister, this year is presented to Valley Veramanier from Canyon Hills. Congratulations to both of them. We're really excited to have both of them serve both on our Area E Council as well as be a part of this district. They both send us some amazing students to the high school level, so we can't thank you enough for all of that. The next awards are the Outstanding Leadership Program Awards, and they recognize schools in the state of California with outstanding leadership programs that support and encompass the CATA Castle Roadmap to positive school culture and climate, as well as to our Castle mission statement. It requires each school to put together a portfolio of the items that they have taken care of this year and how they have included all students on their campus. This year is my extreme pleasure because 4 of our schools earned this recognition. The first school is Ayala High School. Debbie Weiss is the activities director. Marissa Daniel is our USB president, and Mrs. Yarboy, our principal.
Yarboy.
Our next school is Chino Hills High School. Michelle Quixote is the activities director. Adam Cohen is one of our leadership students, and Isabel Rennes is the principal.
Miss Yarboy, you need to be up here also. Miss Yarboy. She's not hearing me.
Our next school is Don Lugo High School. Farrah Rigo Witt is the activities director. Isaiah Ruiz, the president, and Kimberly Cabrera, their principal. Our next school is one of our junior highs, and that's Canyon Hills Junior High. Allison Berg is their advisor. Matthew Hegel is their president, and Todd Finkbeiner is their principal. Now, if that isn't exciting enough, as you can tell, we're very active, is that we have the extreme pleasure of having 2 of our students in our district also serve on the California Association of Student Leaders State Board. And these students are Anch Trevetti. He is our Castle Web Media Director. And Adam Cullen, who is our Castle Southern Director. So just a big thank you from all of us for supporting what we do on our campuses. We couldn't do it without the board's support and the school district, and we really do think we have a pretty outstanding group of students that really make a difference in our campuses. So thank you.
Well, while people take photos, I just want to say thank you, because I know that you spend many, many hours organizing activities and whatnot. So we really appreciate, not only as board members, but as parents, for the hours that you put in. So thank you so much. And Ms. Weiss, just out of curiosity, you guys seem to be winning awards every year. Yeah, am I correct?
I think all 3 of our schools have won awards the last 10 years. So.
That's what I thought, because it seems like it's just part of the agenda at this one. Great job. Okay, and so we are now at our ACT Class of 2017 Scholarship Awards. And so if we can please have Steve Ball, if you would please announce your recipients.
Good evening. I'm Steve Ball. I'm a 6th grade teacher at E.J. Marshall, and more importantly tonight, a proud Navy dad.
All right.
Thank you. Filling in for Todd tonight, and that's okay because this is the best board meeting of the year. Every year, the Associated Chino Teachers tries to squirrel away a little money throughout the year so that we can give out some scholarships at the end of the year. This year, we're able to hand out 20 scholarships. These are for the offspring, the graduating seniors of our members, of our teachers. So they're not going to get them through the whole year, but they're big enough that they can buy some books or throw a really epic party. So, guys, we don't care how you spend the money.
I'm sure the parents were happy to hear that part.
First up, we have Samantha Kalachi. You seem a little old, but okay. All right. Thank you. Valerie Yanez.
And if we can have the students stay up here so that afterwards we can have some photos. And
Brett Borgagno.
oh no.
Caitlin Barbosa. Trayton Martin. Catherine Woods. Sarah Wilson. Adonai King. I don't care. I just Addie. Tyler Stachura. And Michael Reyes. Caleb Valerie. Eric Chandler. Kara Rickman. Kayo Kunishima. Zachary Kessler. Kyle Noblet. And Sean Gross. And then we had 3 that we knew wouldn't be here tonight. Thank you. That was Corrine Hawk, Mia Madsen, and Maya Pennant. Are they here? No?
Oh, someone's here.
Thank you.
So before we do the photos, I'm just kind of curious as to what schools these students are going to. So if you can just one at a time, actually I'll do this. Well, that's if we know how to turn it on. Technical difficulties. Okay, we can't figure out how to turn on a microphone, so instead just use that microphone and just say what school you're going to.
Yeah, you can.
Down the go.
No, what school are you, what college are you going to? I'm sorry, pull the mic down so that we can.
Cal Poly Pomona.
All right. Okay.
Vanguard University.
Make sure you speak up.
Citrus College.
Cal State Fullerton.
All right, Titans.
Cal State Fullerton.
Woo, Titans.
Cal Baptist University.
All right.
Grand Canyon University.
All right.
University of California at Irvine.
All right.
Cal State Fullerton.
All right, Titans.
La Sierra University.
UC Berkeley.
Wow.
Cal Poly Pomona.
Point Loma Nazarene University.
Whittier College.
Northern Arizona University.
Cal State Long Beach.
So parents, here's an opportunity for you to take pictures, and as you do, I know that board members want to make some comments, so Mr. Na.
Yes, I love all you guys, and really proud of them, but I know especially Eddie. I know her since she was a little this high. But Eddie King, she has been helping out our community for so many years. I know for sure that she has spent thousands of hours feeding the needed people, handing out turkeys in cold winter time. So thank you, Eddie, for what you have done for our community. Thank you.
And you know, I happen to know that one of the students down here is actually going to be playing baseball at Cal State Fullerton. Raise your hand, Brett. Congratulations to you all. Parents, here's your opportunity to take those photos. Come on up.
Michael and Caleb, are you going to look at me? I remember you in 8th grade. And I'm so proud to see you here, not at all surprised. Best of luck to you.
Well, congratulations, young ladies and young men. I wish you all the luck in the world and have a fun time, but not too fun. Studies first in college, so good luck. Go Titans. Okay, that came out because I was a Titan. Okay, so we're going to give just a minute for the individuals to clear. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so we are now at employee recognitions, and the first acknowledgments are the recipients of the AXA Region 12 Awards. And I know we've made the announcements before, but I want to put a face to the names that we announced. And so, ladies, if you would join me up at the front. Mary Salcido, Director of Access and Equity, co-recipient of the Curriculum and Instruction of the Year, and Karen Morales, Walnut Principal, Wilson A. Grace Award for Professional Leadership. And actually, you guys really didn't need, where's Mary Salcido? Oh, okay. So she couldn't be with us today. So if you would just explain to us what AXA is, because you know the acronyms that we're always using. So if you just let them know what AXA is. Yeah, please.
So it's for the administrators, and it's Administrators, my mind just went totally blank. I really do not like talking in front of crowds, so I just zoned out. But anyway, it's for leadership for the administrators all through the state of California, and we are Region 12, and so it's just what we belong to.
Well, because, you know, we do announce their names at the board meetings, and you have already received your award at an evening award ceremony, correct? So they already received their award at a ceremony, but we announced their names, but we never put the face to the name, and so I wanted to at least to be able to do that so that you guys can come up and people could see who our great administrators are. And so on behalf of the Board of Education, I just want to thank you.
Thank you.
And it looks like we're going to have Steve Ball back up again because we have ACT employee recognitions.
All right. Before we do that, we want to announce that we earlier in the month gave out a couple of other awards. The first is called the COAT Award, and these are for community members that have gone above and beyond for public education. And the recipients were Anna Barragan and Sharon Duran. Are either of them here? Probably Sharon's here. No? No? They're out in the community. Oh, there they are. Okay. And then we also gave our WHO Awards, and that stands for We Honor Our Own. And these are association members who have really pitched in this year and done great things for the association. And that was to the always awesome Brenda Walker and Mary Hancock won those this year. So the Teacher of the Year awards are pretty special awards because they're given by their peers. They have to be nominated, and they tell me every single year, you can't be self-nominated. So they're nominated by their peers, and then a committee of their peers get together and I would imagine shout, and maybe there's some tears, and they break for lunch, and then they announce who it is. And ACT specifically wanted me to give these awards because this is remarkable. This is the 16th year in a row that all of the recipients aren't me. And yeah, it's quite a streak that my colleagues are very proud of. Our elementary teacher of the year is a 5th grade teacher from Hidden Trails, Susan Ramsey. Is she here tonight? There she is. You want to say something? Say something.
I didn't plan on speaking, but I am very humbled by this. I'm sitting with a teacher whose mother was my master teacher. She and her husband are both teachers here in Chino Unified School District. That was many years ago in Orange Unified. A former principal of mine is here, Miss Yvette Farley, and without my colleagues and without the students and parents, couldn't do it. And I'm retiring this year, so.
And our secondary teacher of the year is a music teacher at Townsend, Ann Rutt.
I also wasn't planning on speaking, but given the opportunity, I just want to say how thankful I am, especially being an elective teacher. I know that usually this is something that might go to academic teachers. I'm constantly in awe of my peers academically and all the rigor that they go through. So to be recognized and honored for music and the electives, and it shows the importance that we place on music in the district. I'm just very humbled and honored and want to thank you all. Thank you.
And this year we had a special recognition award for the head child development teacher at the Children's Center, Miss Joanne Bartel.
And I'm going to say just a few words about my teacher, Miss Jo. Come on up, Miss Jo. Miss Jo's been with the district for 18 years, and she was hired in to the Children's Center, worked with elementary age, and she's worked at a couple other centers. And then she's been with our the Chino Children's Center, which used to be at that little old school on the background of Marshall, and now it's moved down to the district office. But she's been there for 14 years. And Jo says when she started at Marshall, she wanted to touch base with the kindergarten teachers to find out how is she going to get her kids ready for school. And they looked at her and they said that, well, those subsidized kids are just behavior problems anyways. So she made the determination that she was going to get her kids ready for preschool and that they would not be behavior problems. And she's done an excellent job with that. Jo says her highest accomplishment is the fact that we made it through our federal program monitoring this year, and they had a perfect score, and they had very high rankings for their school environment. So she and her team have done an excellent job. And Miss Cindy Wasserman nominated her. She's in our audience today. And she says that Jo's room is always just a rich environment for learning. It's colorful, it's interactive. Her staff is very committed in caring for the students. And that her children just feel cared for. So it's an honor to have her on our staff. And congratulations to you, Miss Jo. So we have a little certificate we made for you from our staff. And then some roses for you. Congratulations.
I'm absolutely floored by this. Thank you, Susan. I teach your future students, the 3s and 4-year-olds, the ones that I have to get ready to be out in that cold, cruel world. I love them immensely. A lot of social emotional skills have to go into this. The state of California has already told us that we have to be in line with the Common Core. My kiddos have to start social emotional all the way down to ecology, literacy, math skills beyond belief. By the time they finish my program, they know how to spell their names, they know 1 to 20, they know the inside and outside of a book. They know what an illustrator is, what the author does. I mean, we try to get them ready for you guys. So I hope we do a good job. Thank you.
Right.
And I'm going to jump back in on Steve and present our School Nurse of the Year to Miss Chona. Can you come on up? Chona Roth. So Chona has been a nurse for quite a few years. Hold on, let me grab my... Wrong way. You're not... Okay. So she has been with us for 10 years, and she's honored by her peers as the school nurse this year. So before that, she's a graduate from Cal State LA with her BSN, her Bachelor's in Nursing, and then from Cal State Fullerton with her school nurse credential. She came with a number of years of hospital experience, primarily first at Huntington Memorial. She worked there about 3 years in the medical and telemetry, respiratory and telemetry unit. Then she went to work at USC in the cardiothoracic telemetry and ICU. She was a charge nurse, and she was a mentor to her peers. So she's an expert in her field. So Chona is highly respected amongst her nurse colleagues, her school staff, and administrators. And every year her administrators ask if they can keep Nurse Chona. So, but that's not uncommon for my nurses. She demonstrates the ultimate in professionality. She is a child advocate, and she's just a clinical expert an expert clinician. She's a leader amongst the nurses, and she's a team player. So it's an honor to award her the School Nurse of the Year. And here's for you.
I too didn't plan on speaking. I just want to thank Laurel. I think she told me I was one of her first hires coming into the district, and I want to thank her for that. A lot of you probably don't know what school nurses do. Please get to know your school nurse at your campus. I work with the most amazing and professional ladies that are around. They've got so much experience, and our job really is to care for the kids and the staff. I think without us, you know, our mantra is attendance counts, and everyone needs to be at school and stay healthy, and we're in charge of that. So get to know who your school nurse is. I want to thank you for just being the most wonderful group of ladies that I have to work with. They're always there. They're always professional. And our job is to keep everyone safe and healthy. And I hope you get a chance to know your school nurse and give them a thanks as well. Thank you.
Well, congratulations to all our wonderful educators who were just recognized. And we're going to, we missed one.
The Counselor of the Year from the Alternative Ed Center is Dory Prieto.
All right.
Thank you so much. I am honored and humbled. I have the fortunate opportunity to work with students throughout the whole district. I get to work with students from kindergarten on up through 5th, sometimes 6th year students, and it is an honor and a privilege to work with such an amazing and passionate staff. We do help kids that sometimes have fallen behind. We help kids that are actors, kids that are they're practicing daily. They're going to be Olympians. They're practicing for the Olympics, and it's a phenomenal job, and it's a unique place to be. I work with the independent studies, home-based independent studies, and the virtual program, and I am one piece of an amazing puzzle with the teachers and our staff to just give students the opportunity to shine in their own way. So, thank you.
Well, again, congratulations, and thank you for all that you do, but that's not all, because we have CSEA employee recognitions. Denise Arroyo with the association's recipients.
I'm going to think outside the box and stand this way. Patrick Gonzalez, would you please join me? It is with great pride and honor that I present CSEA's Unsung Hero Award to you, Patrick Gonzalez. Patrick has worked in his present position as Custodian 2 for the past 28 years. On April 10th, he was honored as San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools classified School Employee of the Year for Maintenance, Operations, and Facilities. His principal, Paula Thomas, writes, "He's a stellar example of a man who is dedicated to going his very best in every endeavor. The job of custodian is personal to Patrick. The school is his. He takes pride in making sure that it is maintained at the highest level of quality. We can always depend on Patrick." Leah Fellows, Assistant Superintendent of HR and former principal, states, "Patrick is an icon at the school site. Everybody loves Patrick because he engages with the school community. He participates in events such as the PTA Family Fun Night and provides his input during school site meetings and other school-sponsored events. Whenever a school event is held, Patrick is sure to lend a hand by providing his global perspective to ensure student safety. The community recognizes him as a leader because he motivates others to put forth their best effort with a positive mindset. Stephanie Farmakis, am I saying that correctly? Teacher at Rolling Ridge states, Pat is the nuts and bolts of Rolling Ridge Elementary School. After 22 years under his reign, our campus sparkles and glistens. He takes great pride in every aspect of our school. Our staff and our students truly believe he has magical powers because the moment someone asks him for anything, it is done immediately and impeccably well. He exudes warmth and kindness toward every person he encounters. His constant care and love for our school community makes Rolling Ridge Elementary the family that we are. On behalf of Chino Chapter 102 and the Orange Field Office, we honor you and we thank you for what you do for the students, teachers, community, and the district. Thank you so much, Patrick. And I have to say, Mr. Joseph, you've got competition here, okay?
Denise, I just leaned over and said the very same thing to him.
So with that, we have an award from you from the field office, which states, above and beyond, Patrick Gonzalez is hereby awarded this certificate from California School Employees Association for being a great extraordinary member for Chino Chapter 102. Your dedication and commitment to your membership is outstanding and appreciated, not only today, but every day. Thank you for your workmanship and being a gem. Wow. Okay. Okay, say a few words.
Boy. You know, first of all, I'd like to say good evening. Thank you, Leah Fellows, Stephanie Farmakis, Paula Thomas, Barbara James, the Board of Education, Wayne Joseph. It's a great honor serving the Chino Valley Unified School District, and thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Congratulations to all those who do such just greatness at our schools. I mean, you touch people, you touch students. Thank you so much. We've got a couple more recognitions, and so will the following individuals please approach the podium as I call your names. Eagle Canyon teacher, Gina Solis. And I'm going to call these names one group at a time because I'd like for each of them to give a little bit of input. So Gina was recognized as San Bernardino County Education Medal of Honor nominee. So Gina, if you wouldn't mind sharing.
I wasn't planning on speaking, and he's a hard act to follow, but I get to wake up and do what I love doing every single day. I work at a wonderful school under the best administration, and I'm just fortunate to be a part of the Chino Valley Unified School District.
Thank you. And next we have Eagle Canyon Assistant Principal Josh Rager, Don Lugo teacher Christine Dominguez, Don Lugo Community Liaison Laura, okay, I'm going to butcher it, I'm sorry, Valdivicio, okay, and parent volunteer Maria Gonzalez. If you would please all come up. And these individuals were recognized as the San Bernardino County Multilingual Recognition for Service to English Language Students. That's huge. Great. Thank you. You want to make a comment, any of you? Anybody?
Yeah.
There you go.
Wasn't planning to speak, but I just want to throw this out to my fabulous teachers. It's through their ELD instruction. That's the reason why I'm up here. I just kind of push the papers and oversee it, but they do all the work. So thank you, Eagle Canyon teachers.
Stay up there, stay up there. We still have a couple more people that I just want to get everybody. So West End SELPA Awards. We have Anna Valdez, RSP 8 at Ayala, Randy McKee, RSP math teacher at Ayala, Diane May, SDC teacher grades 4 through 6 at Liberty, Dana Morales, SDC teacher grades 1 through 3 at Cattle, Corey Quadras, special ed teacher for transition program at Don Lugo, Heather Post, assistant principal at Canyon Hills, Josh Rager, assistant principal at Eagle Canyon. And they are being recognized for the West End SELPA Awards. Now, okay, here we go with the acronyms again. So if you would, somebody wouldn't mind explaining what SELPA is.
Thank you. West End SELPA is our region that oversees all of our special education students in all of our region for San Bernardino County. So they've recognized not only me but all of our teachers for all the hard work they do with our special education students and our special needs to make sure that they get the services they need and the accommodations they have in the classroom. So we're very proud of everybody. Thank you.
So again, we have a great district with great people. Actually, these are the great people who make our district great. So I want to thank you all, and one more round of applause for them. Thank you. Okay, so we are. We're going to take all the way to the liaison, the break after that. Okay, so we are going to do comments from our student representative, Carlos. I know.
Hi, good evening, everyone. These are going to be my last comments.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah,
Oh my
today. I turned out
goodness.
kind of sad. No, but I want to start off by thanking my school, first and foremost, then our awesome district. I had the pleasure to meet great people on this board and on the cabinet. ACT, CSCA, you guys, I've got to interact with them. Don Marks from Chino Champion, all these people have been good to me. I want to give a thanks to Ms. Rigoway, our activities director. She's the one who introduced me to this position, and I'm very glad she came to Lugo, and she's doing great things, and great things are going to happen in Lugo. Isaiah, our president, ASP president, he's did a good job this year. I'm very proud of him. And my other mom, Dr. Cabrera, she's a great principal. She's doing great things, and she's putting us in the right direction. And then I want to obviously thank my mom. You know, she's been a major contributing factor into my success. And I will be attending Carl Sandburg College. It's in Chicago. It's in Illinois, in Galesburg. It's a very far place, and I'm a little scared, but I'm very confident that I'm going to do good. I'm going to take what I learned on this board, take it on, and use my newly found skills, and to hopefully improve myself and people around me. I have siblings in this district, and I'm leaving the city of Chino knowing they're in good hands. Both of them go to Rhodes, and I have an older brother who goes to Chino Hills. He's in the special ed department. Amazing teacher there, amazing teachers at Rhodes. And I just want to thank everybody who has their kids in this district. I'm a very firm believer of education, and education does open the doors to many great things, and it has for me, and I hope it does to other students. So with saying that, thank you, and it's been a pleasure.
Carlos, I just want to say that it definitely has been a pleasure having you on as student representative, because you have added so much input at all of our meetings that you have attended, and I appreciate that. So thank you so much, and good luck. Okay, so we are now at Employee Representative Communications, and we have Denise Arroyo, CSCA.
Can I still be outside the box? Good evening. This is one awards, or I should say school board meeting, that is really nice to come to. It's nothing bad, nothing contentious. That's just all good stuff. Tears come to the eyes with the armed forces, students going there. And I'm thinking, they're what, 18, maybe 17, 18 years old? Some of them can't even vote yet.
Right, yeah.
And they're going and serving our country, so
Right.
God bless them. I do want to share that next week is CSCA will be celebrating Classified School Employees Week. I'd like to give you a little history lesson how CSCA became the largest classified union in the nation. CSCA began in 1927 when a group of Oakland school custodians set out to secure retirement benefits. A group of 9 men and 1 woman assembled for CSCA's first conference. During the 3-day meeting, they established a framework for the union and set an agenda of progress that continued to elevate the status of classified employees for the next 80 years. From the Capitol to the bargaining table, CSCA has pursued the interests of classified employees up and down the state, transforming non-certificated support staff into classified professionals and respected partners in the education community. CSCA's success is a testament to its members. Today, CSCA represents more than 230,000 workers, making it the largest classified employee union in the nation. The union's success in legislation, contract negotiations, retirement benefits, safety measures, and employee rights is a testament to the hard work of all CSCA members. Classified employees make schools work and they care for the students, says State Superintendent of Public Instruction Tom Torlickson. They have their official duties and they also have smiles for the students. Our classified people are part of the overall school team. There is a mutual respect and support between the administrators and the workers on the front line who do the day-to-day work. From the time students board a school bus to the time they head home at the end of the day, every aspect of their educational experience is impacted by a classified school employee. From the classroom to the playground, to the school cafeteria, to the college financial aid office, classified employees make a difference in the daily life of a student. Thank you.
Thank you. And Steve Ball, are you, no comment? Okay, okay. So, and Todd's not here, so Steve is here in his place. Yvette, okay. Thank you. Yes, Yvette Farley of CHAMP.
I wanted to, I wasn't planning on speaking today, but I want to call back Karen Morales, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Come back up here, Karen. Karen was recognized for the Wilson Grace Award for Access Region 12, which is the Association of California School Administrators. I know at a previous board meeting I did recognize Karen Morales and Mary Salcido, and Mary Salcido was there this time, but Karen was not. So I'm going to actually go ahead and give you the reason why Karen Morales was recognized for our Region 12, which was all of San Bernardino County. Karen Morales consistently demonstrates compassion to the Walnut School community, which is evident by her 25 years of service there. She's been a teacher, an assistant principal, a principal, and supports and motivates staff through personal conflicts, student crisis, and struggles. Her personal touch is embraced by the whole community. She leads by example and motivates both teachers and students to meet their goals. The Walnut community, along with CHAMP, takes pride in recognizing Karen Morales as the recipient of Access Region 12 Wilson Grace Award, and that is recognizing an administrator who has a special touch with the community and goes above and beyond her call of duty. So bear with me and congratulate her one more time, Karen Morales. Thank you. Thank you. And just an update, I promise I'm going to do a better job next year in providing or having our high school scholarship awards ready for this particular night.
Right.
But we will be giving out scholarships as well, and probably at our next board meeting.
Okay.
And with that, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And so we are now at Community Liaisons Communication, and I see. Melissa, do you have Melissa from Supervisor Hagman's office.
Well, thank you very much, Board President Orozco, board members, and Superintendent Joseph. Thank you so much for having Supervisor Hagman included in tonight's festivities, as he does send his appreciation and prayers for all of our young men and women. The sideways thing, I don't know. For all of our young men and women who have signed up to serve in our military, it's a wonderful thing, and we do appreciate their service very much. I do have another announcement to make, which is going to be of great interest to parents of teens who are pre-driving. Supervisor Hagman is co-hosting an event with AAA of Southern California and also the Chino Police Department. It's going to be a wonderful event. We do need people to sign up for the event. Reservations are required to attend. What it is, I'll tell you what it is now. It's a driving a pre-class before they get their permits. It's a safety class. So we are daring them to prepare. It should be a wonderful event. It's going to be on June the 14th at the community room at the Chino Police Department, 6 p.m. to 8:15. If you have any questions, please feel free to call Supervisor Hagman's office. His local district office is in Chino Hills, and we have information. And we'd love to get you and your children signed up for this very important class. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Melissa. And this evening, we also have Ontario Police Department officers, Officer Odd and Officer Moore. And I probably didn't pronounce your names correctly. Sorry. They're actually our community partners.
Good evening, everyone. We are here today just to explain how we've been notified of some ongoing issues with Woodcrest and the surrounding area. One of our lieutenants spoke with us the other day, and I guess there's been some graffiti, some skateboarders on the property, some vandalism done to the school, and some break-ins. So we've been working with Dan Mellon, and as well we've had a meeting this week with the principal and vice principal of Woodcrest School. What we're going to do is we're going to introduce, I don't know if you've spoken to Dan Mellon about the trespass program that we're introducing. So what we're going to do is the schools have been given a trespass packet. People who have been located or found on the school after school hours are done, when the property's all sealed off, we'll be able to arrest these people and take them to jail. So in the middle of the night when people are breaking into the school, doing things like that, we'll be able to take them and get them in jail. Anything else that we're doing?
No, we have all our captains and lieutenants on board, and we have our patrol division and even our air support division doing extra patrols of all your campuses as often as they can. And we just want to reiterate to you guys that you have the full support of the Ontario Police Department. You know, as members, we're members of our community-oriented problem-solving unit, and we admire your district very much for taking ownership of your campuses and for you know, being so proactive and trying to find solutions to these problems. And we're pretty confident that working together, we're going to do some good things.
We've had some extra patrols with the area needing up. The supervisor will stop by. And so far we've been working together. We've given some different ideas to the school district as well as to how we can probably work together to solve a lot of these problems. So I think if we can form a partnership here, we'll be able to stop the people that are causing these problems, and hopefully there's no future generations of problems that come along. So we're working together. It's a long-term problem that we can work with together for the community. So we appreciate any help. So if anyone's out here and walking around in the middle of the night and sees any problems or sees anything suspicious at the schools, definitely give us a call so then we know to come over and respond. So we appreciate the help from everyone here.
Well, we want to thank you for being great community partners and for actually be willing to reach out with us. And so thank you so much. Did you want to say anything?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, before we do comments from the audience, we're going to take a really brief recess. Brief. Brief.
Oh, the retirement?
Hey, Norm. Yeah. Like this. Norm.
Alrighty, so we will come back on board at 8:27. And we are now at comments from the audience on items not on the agenda. Pat, do we have any speakers?
12 requests to speak on non-agenda items.
Okay, speakers, you will be called in the order the request was received. Please listen for your name and be prepared to approach the podium. Any comments on agenda items will be accepted during consideration of that item. Once the board has commenced deliberations on a particular issue, speaker cards will not be accepted. The board is very interested in your comments, but please bear in mind that the board typically does not respond to comments during this time on the agenda, as it is reserved specifically for public comments. Individual members may respond during board comments at the end. Mr. Nall, will you please explain the light system?
Speakers, you have 3 minutes to make your comments. Please begin your comments at the green light. The yellow light indicates you have 30 seconds, and the red light indicates your time is over. And before you begin your comments, please adjust the microphone so that you can be heard clearly. And audience members, please refrain from making comments while speakers are at the podium, as it is disrespectful and disruptive.
Speakers, please remember that in accordance with Board Bylaw 9323, Bylaws of the Board Meeting Conduct, limit remarks to 3 minutes total for all remarks. If a topic has been covered, please limit remarks to new points. The board would like to remind you that there is an existing board policy, 1312.1, for anyone who wishes to file a complaint against a district employee. Listen for your name and be prepared to approach the podium as your name is called. No speaker shall exceed the 3-minute limit. The first speaker is Nicholas Gam, followed by Nathan Kabandama and Kamoza Kabandana.
Hello, members of the board and Superintendent Wayne Joseph. My name is Nico Gann, and my twin sister and I have attended OPA since kindergarten 7 years ago. We are in the 6th grade, and our teacher is Miss Bayonetta. She is a naturalist who loves our classroom and her kids. She inspires us to be better and kind. Recently, my sister was diagnosed with a life-threatening chronic illness, and she is not comfortable talking about it. But she is comfortable at the school that we have called our home for the past 7 years. She knows the teachers, she knows our chancellor, Mr. Crow, Miss Valenta, Mr. Bridges, and our nurse Gina, who helps her every single day. She knows our computer teacher, our science teacher, our PE teacher, and Mr. Lyons, our 5th grade teacher, and Miss Sahonic, our 4th grade teacher. She knows proctors and kids and the families, and they know her, and it is very scary that now she has to start a new school with this medical condition. This has been so hard. We are really worried to close our current school that we are doing very well at because unforeseen liabilities. I never knew what an unforeseen liability was until my mom explained it to me, and I don't understand how this can shut down OPA or any other school. Because of this, and Miss Roach is accused of misusing money. Please help us fight for our school because there's no good reasoning for shutting it down. Only 1,200 awesome reasons for keeping it open. You all shouldn't be up there if you care more about money than kids. 1,200 kids that will have to find new schools and be separated from not only their friends, teachers, campus, and all staff and office that they know and love. Now we all have to go to different schools. Students are being separated from their brothers and sisters. I'm not saying my school is better than any other school, but there's nothing about it that would give a good reason for it to be shut down and force and scare assemblies to run around trying to find any old school to go to. We are more than hardworking students, multiple intelligences, professors, and staff. We are an education-driven family, and we wanted to be a part of your family, but instead, now our family is being broken apart. My school has been very busy making many, many changes. Have you looked at the changes we have made? This is the school we chose. The families of Rhodes or any other school would be angry if they are being shut down for unforeseen reasons that you cannot see now. I have always been taught never give up, and I really can't understand why you are all giving up on us kids. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nike Kabandana Dama, followed by Kamoza Kabandama, followed by Melissa Beamer.
Good evening, Board of Education. My name is Nteye Kabandama, and the name is from Africa. I came to the United States in the year 2000. And one of the things that I learned in Africa is you might not have money, you might not have wealth, but if you believe in education, you can do anything, go anywhere, be anyone. And so I followed my dream and I came to the United States, California. No one really believed I could come here, but because I believed, I made it happen. Now I have 2 children who I talk to about education all the time. And I tell them if they're honest, if they work hard, if they study, good things will happen. And they ask me, what about the Board of Education? Are they educated? Did they work hard? Did they make things happen? I say, yes, their parents too. But why are they closing our school? I don't know. You'll have to ask them. And so we have to find new schools for both my children. And I have to tell them that sometimes people who you put your trust in don't believe back in you. And they do things for unknown reasons. So if OPA doesn't open, we'll be extremely disappointed. It won't in any way damage my dream, nor that of my children. We'll keep believing, because this is America, right? This is America. But the Board of Education, I think, owes this community, the OPA community, an explanation, an honest one. Is this really the place where children can still believe? Or should they give up on some of their dreams because of politics? That's an answer only you can answer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kamoza Kabandama, followed by Melissa Beamer, followed by Alicia Hendrick.
Hello, Mr. Joseph. You probably don't remember me. I tried speaking with you in December after the meeting when you said that you would try your best to accommodate the 1,200 students. Well, back then, you didn't even look me in the eyes. I understand you are probably overwhelmed with the people asking you other questions. Today, I'm here speaking for my sister, myself, and the other OPA students who don't fully understand what was going on. I asked my mom, is there anything Mr. Joseph can do about keeping my school open? And she answered me the question, you can ask him yourself. So here I am. What have we done? What have we failed? Our school is great, our teachers are awesome, and we look forward to coming to school every day. We are one big family. Why don't you get to know us? We are friendly, and you can come to our school anytime and get to know us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Melissa Beamer, followed by Alicia Hendrick, followed by Caitlin Welsh.
Good evening. My name is Melissa Beamer, and I'm a parent. I'm sorry, those last speeches made me cry. I'm a parent of a child at Oxford Preparatory Academy and a proud resident of Chino. I've actually voted for most of the members on the board, and I've campaigned for a couple as well. In regards to OPA, goodness gracious, tears in my eyes, hold on. In regards to OPA, I do have some questions, and I will pose them to Mr. Wayne Joseph directly. I would pose questions to the entire board, but Mr. Joseph calls this his board, and I've never seen anyone vote against a recommendation given by him or really dissent in any way. Mr. Joseph, I only have 3 questions for you. Number 1, what do you plan to do with the campus when the lease expiration is up at the end of June? Second, I think we all understand the issue with OPA is strictly the fault of the founder. Sorry. I'm just wondering if you're going to have any empathy classes for your staff. Third question. What responsibility do you take as overseer of OPA, as the person who renewed the charter, who should have been watching over and making sure that we're independent audits? What responsibility do you take for all of this? Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Alicia Hendrick, followed by Caitlin Welsh, followed by Heather Perry.
Good evening, board and superintendent. I am here today not just as an OPA parent, but as a resident of this community and a parent within the district. It just so happens that because of the current position that OPA finds itself in, that I started my investigating of our district and its schools. But what I have found has been infuriating and heartbreaking. We are failing the children in our district. I recently had a teacher, when discussing these failures, tell me that the reason that some of our schools perform worse than others is because they have a high makeup of low-income children. Is this at all acceptable to say that any children, regardless of socioeconomic status, is not capable of performing, that our low schools are threes? The reason there's so many threes in this district is because they are in low-income areas and the children just can't perform high. For one instance, I have Dixon Elementary School that really stood out to me. When looking at the school accountability report, the low-income socioeconomic disadvantaged children make up 84% of Dixon Elementary School, and they only tested at 14% proficient in math. 14%. I'm sorry, but that makes me angry. It's not even my child, but I am pissed off for them. This is not evidence that these kids are incapable of learning, but rather a glaring condemnation of the education with which they are receiving. The kids' learning capabilities do not reside in the wealth of their households or their ethnic makeup, but rather the quality of the educators that are put before them. At OPA, 69% of our socially economic disadvantaged children, or 69%, excuse me, were proficient at math. 69% of our low-income children were able to be proficient at math. Dixon was 14, and people want to argue that they're just not capable. This brings me to OPA. We should not be shutting down one of our shining stars in our districts. We should be making more. OPA is not about where you reside. OPA is open to all children within the district and is only limited by its capacity and the number of children it can take in. All of OPA's children, including the socioeconomically disadvantaged children, are performing on par with the rest of their peers. We are solid, we are strong, but better than that, we are bettering the children within our community. It is directly hurting our children to refuse them such a solid education, one that does not care where they reside or their socioeconomic status or ethnicity. OPA brings every one of their students up together. Build more OPAs, do not tear the one you have down. Thank you.
Thank you.
Caitlin Welsh, followed by Heather Perry, followed by Laura Vesti.
Thank you for hearing us tonight. My son has Down syndrome. Myself, along with many other special needs parents, avoid Chino Valley Unified School District on the simple fact that you view our children as disabled instead of abled. You offer restrictive environments in moderate severe settings. You limit them and you give them the bare minimum legally required in services. How am I supposed to provide hope and a future for my son when I give him the bare minimum? Sorry, I'm a little... How in the year of 2017 is this still our standard for special needs? One of you up there, I've known since I was a little girl. I've played with your kids, and I know that you were a terrific parent. You were a fighter, and I always respected you for that. You pushed for your kids, and you fought for what was right for them. Where are you now? Where are you fighting for this? I know if you were in our shoes, you'd be here with us. You'd be fighting for that standard. Instead, you, all of you, stood silent and agreed to not vote to keep our school open. Instead, you honored Wayne Joseph's recommendation to close our school, one of the top performing schools. Where are you? Where are you fighting for us? Where are you putting us first? Instead, you've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on legal fees to shut us down and displaced 1,200 kids that don't know where they're going to go in third or fourth options in schools. OPA has offered my son a full inclusion environment. He is with typical peers. He is thriving. He's meeting his IEP goals. And yes, he has put in that hard work, but I owe a lot of that to OPA, because instead of looking at him as disabled, they view him as abled. They set the standard. They fight hard for my son. Why aren't you guys fighting hard for my son? Mr. Wayne Joseph, I ask you personally, how do I go back? How do I put my son back in a restrictive environment? How do I go back to that? I have fought so hard to put him where he is. Taking away a successful school from kids that are thriving is not putting our kids first. And you owe it to us and our kids, the community, to set this standard. Raise the scores in the other schools. Don't shut down the ones that are doing well. Find a solution.
Thank you. I'm sorry, your time is up.
Heather Perry, followed by Laura Vesti, followed by Vanessa Okamoto.
Good evening, Board. My name is Heather Peary. I would like to speak out against the closing of Oxford Preparatory Academy. My son's life has been changed coming to OPA after only 1 year. He had a horrible 3 years in elementary school because he is a bodily kinesthetic learner. When you're in the traditional school system as this type of learner, you're dead in the water. The only option I am told is that he needs medication. At OPA, he was able to learn the way he needs and is not labeled as the problem kid. My daughter has also been at OPA for half of her 8th grade year this year. She found her best friend at OPA when she roamed another junior high here in Chino Valley with no friends. Yes, this happens at the junior high level, but I'm making the point that OPA is a special, different, forward-thinking type of education that all kids in Chino Valley need to have access to. Please help us keep Oxford Preparatory Academy open and let the word unified of Chino Unified School District be true, and to show our kids that we can work as a team even with opposing opinions because it's them that we are putting first overall. I grew up in the Chino Valley School District and it was great. Could I really benefit from OPA's type of teaching? Absolutely. But I do not expect this district of mine to shut down a thriving school in their community. Chino Valley has always taught teamwork to their students. Where has this been? We can still make things right by you, Chino Valley, choosing to work with us. Please help us keep Oxford Preparatory Academy Chino Valley open. Thank you.
Thank you.
Laura Vesti, Vanessa Okamoto, followed by Troy Stevens.
President Orozco and members of the board, I am here tonight to humbly request that you hold a special board meeting to offer a conditional approval of Oxford Preparatory Academy's charter petition. We have listened to all of the feedback from the county and state and have done everything we can to correct the wrongs of the past. While we can't change the past, we can move forward and create a new OPA together. Impose conditions upon us. Place a CVUSD member on our OPA board. Demand monthly audit reports. These are all conditions that we will meet. I can't speak on behalf of the board, but I am confident that they will even be willing to change the name of our school if that's what it takes. It is not too late. Our charter expires June 30th. You have until then to do the right thing. Hold a special board meeting and save the school for these 1,200 kids. It is your duty to serve the children of Chino Valley. The biggest concerns that CVUSD, San Bernardino County, and the state have had are a fear of the unknown potential liabilities. We cannot and should not live our life in fear of the unknown. Aside from that, OPA has made it clear that we have no unknown liabilities. We know all of our debts, and we are in good financial standings. This is a crucial and life-altering time for many families. I'm worried daily with where my children will go. Will they make friends easily? Will they be bullied? Will they have taekwondo, Chinese, chess, music class, and Lego club? Please, please hold a special board meeting and save our school. Be our rainbow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Vanessa Okamoto, followed by Troy Stevens, followed by Imelda Ramirez.
Good evening. The decision to not renew Oxford Preparatory Academy is still difficult to process, but continuing to fight against us throughout this whole process will never be understood. I addressed the board tonight regarding this detrimental situation because this could have all been avoided, and in reality it still can. I'm not going to stand here and mislead anyone into thinking that I have an attitude of superiority and look down on every other school in this district. I do believe that we have afforded a right to be proud of our school that is working and fostering student success even throughout this tumultuous year. I can speak firsthand after attending 3 other elementary schools that we can only do so much as parents to ensure our children's academic success. Our previous schools were good schools. My involvement level remained high, and it hasn't changed since. But not every school is designed the same. I'm not sure what else I could have done as a parent to prevent my daughter's tears in the morning because of her academic struggles that weren't being properly addressed. I don't know what I could have done to help my son to be more challenged and engaged in class. This is why my fight didn't stop at just any school until I found the right school. I cannot express to you adequately enough my gratitude and relief when I found the school that worked for each of my children. So how can I not stand here in disbelief tonight and say shame?
I'm not going to give you another 3 minutes, but we'll give you some more time.
I know mine's under 3 minutes, thank you. No, you cannot simply expect student success to remain the same by tearing apart what they know as home and farming them out to what is left at whatever school is available. Do I view our Oxford community as great? Without a doubt. But what exactly makes it so definitively great? To me, it's like one of the very best recipes you have. There's just something that works when you have a lot of good ingredients and mix them together well. Now, could you separate all the ingredients and mix them with other foods? You sure can, but will your recipe turn out a success? I don't think so. Our teachers, staff, parents, and children all contribute to our successful recipe. We are not perfect, but we have collectively created a school where children are thriving. I don't know if everyone here tonight realizes the impact the closure of our school will truly have, not only for this district's reputation and legacy, or for the surrounding neighborhood and local businesses, but we're talking devastation to families. Whether it's moving out of district, moving homes in general, leaving jobs so we can homeschool, all have been mentioned. But the absolute worst is having your children's hearts broken and having to witness their fears of the unknown continually surface. Yet, I do believe in miracles, and I have to ask one last time, for the sake of thousands of hearts breaking tonight, to please consider helping us. I know it's not too late for our school. The potential to come out the hero in all of this still exists. And really, who wouldn't want to be the ultimate superhero as a leader for our children? Thank you.
Thank you.
Troy Stevens, followed by Imelda Ramirez, followed by Tina Kaiser.
Good evening, board members, President Orozco, Superintendent Joseph. My name is Troy Stevens, and I'm a proud parent and always will be of a child, of 2 children at OPA. Even more so now than ever, I stand with a school and an administration who believes to fight for school choice. I personally attended the state board hearing May 11th last week, a meeting that I thought would determine the fate of OPA Chino Valley. And as we all know, that board that day did make a motion to approve the petition, but with a heavy heart, we, OPA, came out on the short end of the vote. Equally important, when the chairman asked someone to make a motion to deny the petition, all 10 board members sat there and they couldn't make a motion. You may wonder why. The answer is simple. It's because they, just like all 5 of you board members, know that this school is worth saving. Not only for the kids that attend the school, the teachers that work there, but for CVUSD and the community. One board member said, what if we had like 2 more months of this school to show us that their changes are working? Another board member said, what if there's some financial things that come up down the road because of Enlighten? Well, here's another what if. What if these 1,200 students of OPA miss out on an education that is once in a lifetime because CVUSD doesn't believe in a second chance? The sad part is about this what if is that this could be a reality if you 5 board members don't get involved to save this school. The school is here and is ready to work with CVUSD like it has months ago. All it takes is for one of you board members to make a motion to approve the previous denied petition with whatever conditions you want to put on it. Again, I don't expect any of you to rush to decision or to make a motion to vote right away, but I do expect you all to sit down and listen to the solutions OPA has implemented in its program. As I stand here before you tonight, I ask you to hear the passion in my voice, the sorrow in my heart, and you, the board members that we voted into these positions, to go listen to us and listen to our cries to help save our school. So please, I ask you once again, with OPA parents and staff, CVUSD is our last option to get this petition approved. And if you're worried about potential liabilities for CVUSD, please show me any precedents that shows anybody, including the IRS, that would go after a charter school because of what its CMO has done. It hasn't happened, and this is no different. And if it did happen, since everyone likes these what ifs, it's a good thing that we have over $5 million in cash and assets amongst our 3 schools and $1 million credit line that CVUSD could probably use to pay for its lawyer fees this fiscal year of fight to make sure that a school such as OPA gets closed down. I really hope you do the right thing and discuss this and figure out how we can save this school, because it matters to a lot of people, especially me. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Imelda Ramirez, followed by Tina Kaiser, followed by Frankie and Sal Verduzco.
Say the names again, please.
Imelda Ramirez, followed by Tina Kaiser, followed by Frankie and Sal Verduzco.
Good afternoon, members of the board and superintendent. I stay here because I want to represent my kids. I had 2 kids in OPA, and I want to remind all the boards and members that you are here to ensure the best education for all children. And if we decided to go to the charter school, it's because the school is our city to offer what we need. I want to remind you that every time a child moves from the school to the child, money goes with it. I want to know why every time we appeal to the renewal of school OPA, Mr. Joseph recommended closing of school. All the modifications that the district has required and been made, always the staff's working with, try to change all you want. A question for Ms. Joseph is, in case they close our school, will the case against Ms. Royce continues or close? You are closing you want to close one of the best schools in the district. And these students' schools that academic are not at the level where children need them. I really appreciate you reconsider your positions. If you really want to pay the people, make a mistake, go trust the people. If the Sur Roche is the responsibility, she go. You will go for there. Ustedes pueden ir por ella. La escuela no es Sur Roche. My school is not Sur Roche. My school is the students, the parents, the teachers, the staff. That's why I want to stay here. And my kids, Sebastian is, just I want you to reconsider the positions and talk with the staff from the school. We can working together. And if you want, you can still open the school. Please don't close my school. NAS is only the school. It's the home for the kids. It's for us. Always the parents is volunteering the school. Por favor, ustedes, yo me puedo trabar en inglés, pero por favor reconsideren. OPA no es su Roche, OPA es estudiantes, padres voluntarios, padres, maestros y staff. Gracias.
Thank you.
Tina Kaiser, followed by Frankie and Salvadusco.
Good evening. I know I was here at the beginning of this meeting, and what a joyous occasion for the community to see all the accomplishments, to be recognized for all your hard work and great work. What a community to be a part of. Wait, where are you? To see the joy on your faces. I never knew you could smile. I've never felt that from you. You've never given that to OPA. Shame on you. These are children. These are teachers that work hard. Our nurse services our kids every day. Our PE teachers, everyone at our school is incredible. And they have 7 years and never a recognition, never an award, never even mentioned. How is someone supposed to succeed in an environment like that? It's not fair. It's not fair to my child. It's not fair to everyone that attends OPA. Now, I know the community is going to come up here and say, we think we're better than you. We think we deserve more. We think we're elitist. We're parents that want what every parent wants. All those parents here, all the cheering, all those praise. It's beautiful. That's how it should be. And OPA has never been given that kind of recognition. Why? We're all trying to educate our children. The biggest dream for a parent is the success of their child. Why have we been denied? Not because of Sue Roach, because we've changed all that. We've made all those changes. We became as transparent can be. And I know you guys wish we could just go away, but we're not, because we believe in our children. And we're not going anywhere. Thank you.
Thank you.
Frankie and Salvadusco.
Repeat the name, please.
Frankie and Salvadusco.
Good evening, Board and Superintendent. My name is Frankie Verduzco. And I'm Sal Verduzco. We are here tonight to give Mrs. Morales a huge thank you. And congratulations on her huge award. Ms. Morales is a great leader, always leading by example. She welcomes all students no matter where they come from. Thank you, Ms. Morales. Go Wolves!
Thank you. That's it. Okay, so thank you to all the speakers. You can turn off the light now. We will now move on to our action items.
Changes and deletions.
I'm sorry?
Changes and deletions.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, we're now at changes and deletions. Look at that. Are there any changes or deletions? Pat?
The following changes are on the agenda. Item 3C1, page 27, student expulsion case 1617-42 is deleted. Item 3C4, page 30, school-sponsored trips is yellow sheeted.
That's it.
Item 2A1, appointment of district representatives to the City of Chino Community Services Commission.
And that is our action item to recommend that the Board of Education consider the applicants and appoint 2 district representatives to the City of Chino Community Services Commission. First of all, are there any speakers?
None.
Okay, so we have none. I'm going to just ask board members for nominations for district representatives, and if we have more than what we need, we'll just vote on each one independently. And I'd like to make one nomination of Kevin Cisneros. Any other nominations? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Nall, you had your light on.
Bob Basil.
Kevin Cisneros, Bob Basil. Any other nominations? Okay, seeing that there are no further nominations, all in favor that we have Kevin Cisneros and Bob Basil as district representatives? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Congratulations, representatives. I think they're both here. Yes, they are. Congratulations, Mr. Cisneros and Mr. Basil.
Mrs. Orozco?
Yes,
Did
sir.
we have a first and a second? No.
No, we didn't.
So
We need to-
moved.
Second.
Do we need a first and second on that one?
Nomination.
No.
Nomination? No, we don't. Okay. No. That's why we didn't have one.
Well, it's listed on here,
Yeah.
motion and second, so.
Okay, for our next item,
Item 2B1, 2017-2018 student member on the Board of Education.
and that is to recommend the Board of Education approve Jonah Botello from Chino Hills High School for the 2017-2018 student member on the Board of Education and administer the oath of office. Are there any speakers?
No speakers.
Okay, so board members, before we vote, I'd like to share a little bio on Jonah Botello. Jonah will be a senior at Chino Hills High School. He will be president of the Student Advisory Council. He's actively involved in school activities, including the ASB program, where he has served as class secretary, treasurer, vice president, and currently the commissioner of communications. He likes to dance and was instrumental in creating a dance club. He plans to attend college and study business and minor in dance. He looks forward to respectfully representing each and every student. Board members, may I have a motion for Jonah Botello as a 2017-2018 student member on the Board of Education?
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
So Mr. Nah made the motion, Mrs. Blair second. Any comments or questions? Then all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Motion passes 5-0. And before we move on, Jonah, if you would come forward, hang on. Do we have this? Can you hear me? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the oath of office. So if you would please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Jonah Botello,
I, Jonah Botello,
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend
I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the State of California,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Yeah.
Just my name.
I'm going to sign real quick.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. sign that one too. And this one is your copy.
Thank you.
And this one is mine. And if you want to make any comments, you can make some comments right now.
Good evening, everyone. Just wanted to let you guys know that I'm very grateful for this opportunity, and I do truly care about each and every student that attends this district, and I plan on working as hard as I can to make the environment, the school environment, as safe and enjoyable as possible for each and every student. Thank you.
Well, wait, is this mom and dad? Mom and dad? Mom and dad, congratulations to you too. I don't remember a student rep having that much of a cheering section. That's great. Well, congratulations, and we look forward to having you sit at the dais with us. Okay, so we are now at the next item, Pat.
Item 2C1, public notice and hearing regarding the California School Employees Association, Chapter 102, initial bargaining proposal to the Chino Valley Unified School District for a reopener collective bargaining agreement effective July 1, 2018.
And that is to recommend the Board of Education give public notice and conduct a public hearing regarding the California School Employees Association, Chapter 102, initial bargaining proposal to the Chino Valley Unified School District for a reopener collective bargaining agreement effective July 1, 2018. I now open the public hearing regarding the California School Employees Association, Chapter 102, initial bargaining proposal to the Chino Valley Unified School District for a reopener collective bargaining agreement effective July 1, 2018 at 8:09.
9.
No, 9.
Oh, geez. 9:09. 9:09 p.m. Do we have any speakers? None. Okay, so now close the public hearing at 9:09. That concludes the action items. We are now at consent. Pat, are there any speakers?
None.
Okay, so Mr. Cruz, do you have any polls?
No polls.
Mrs. Blair, do you have any polls?
No, I do not.
Mrs. Fikes, do you have any polls?
No.
Mr. Na?
And I have no polls.
Guess what I do? So I have 3C1, specifically item 16/17-39, and also 16/17-41. For the remainder of the consent items, may I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
So Mr. Na makes the motion, Mr. Cruz seconds. Any comments? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Okay, so we're going to take them individually, and there is no discussion, simply a vote. So for item 3C1, may I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
So Mr. Na makes a motion, Mr. Na makes the motion, Mr. Cruz seconds. And for item 16/17-39, the vote will go as all in favor. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Mrs. Fikes, you were a yes? Okay. So that motion passes 4-1. For the next item, 16/17-41, may I have a motion?
So moved.
Mrs. Blair makes the motion, Mr. Na seconds. Again, this is just for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Motion passes 4-1. Okay, we are now at information items. Board members, are there any questions or comments? Okay, Okay, seeing none, we are now at board member and superintendent communications. Mr. Cruz.
Dan Sosa and the team did a fantastic job when it came to the band showcases. Great job. Good job. Well done. Everybody did well. The high schools, middle schools, elementary schools, they have done fantastic. I have to, when it came to Townsend and Magnolia, they were amazing. It was literally professional work of art. You know, when it comes to our school district, the blood is the music. It is truly what makes our school district, it's what makes our school district the way it is. It's fantastic, and the band directors, the staff, everyone did a fantastic job. We have Sarah Bengali from Ayala High School is the next coming student commission for the Parks and Rec. The Parks and Rec acknowledge the importance of youth in our community and their opinions regarding activities they would like to see implemented. They're really pushing this. I think it's a good idea that more youth give their input of activities they would want at Chino Hills. The Chino Boxing Club, she was here, Lizette DePaz. She received a scholarship from the boxing event, and obviously she's going to the military, and her GPA is about 4.0 GPA. So, fantastic young lady. I attended Eagle Canyon Elementary Career Center. Ms. Fikes attended us also as well. Really, that was fun. It's very fun talking about your career. I spoke my careers towards first graders and third graders. I had a blast, and hopefully the children had a blast while I was talking about career and the importance of going to school or a career, things like that. So it's fantastic. And I have to admit, when it comes to Miss Warner and Gina Solis, they are the backbone of the school. They have made, I know with Gina Solis, you know, PTA mom, now a teacher, I mean, she has put a lot of, that school is really, she really impacted that school. She has done so much, so I gotta give her kudos of the things that she has done. I found this pretty extraordinary for me, and I was really impressed, and that was Magnolia. Magnolia, they had portfolios for 7th and 8th grade, and it was a family bonding activity. The 7th grades had to share their PowerPoints to their parents, so they were explaining their PowerPoint, and the 8th graders, no, it was the 8th graders that were sharing their PowerPoints. But the 7th graders, they were discussing and sharing their portfolio. And at the end, the parents had to write a letter to their children. And there was this one man I was observing, and he was sitting down writing. And you could tell this guy, you know, real brawly guy, construction worker, writing. And I was just observing this guy, writing to a letter to his daughter. That's what I felt, a letter to his daughter. And just thoughts were rolling in my head, and I felt that this father was giving it all for his daughter. And it was pretty, for me, it was sort of inspiring. And I could imagine the words he was saying. And the thing that came up was, I knew you before you were born. I mean, that thought was coming, knew you before I was born. And the letter, the passion, because I felt that this gentleman wasn't writing. He wasn't a writer. He probably worked with his hands and just writing. You know, love is his life, his daughter. And this thought, I knew you before you were born. And, you know, composing himself, getting ready for that moment when you came into this earth. It was a beautiful scene. It was very, very spiritual, actually. So that was a very good bonding moment with parents. And Memorial Day is an important day in America. It's a day to give thanks, to pay tribute, and to remember those who gave their lives to protect our country. And I just like to say, thriving. Thriving is an important word. It is important when it comes to our children to thrive. And I do think about conditional approval, opposed conditions, things like that. Those are positive words. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cruz. Mrs. Blair?
I want to clarify my stance regarding Oxford Preparatory Academy. There were comments tonight that claimed that the board remained silent when it came time to vote. I want to clarify for myself that I was never silent. I was honest about my vote regarding OPA, and I explained my reasons for my no vote, and they weren't all related to finances. To place the blame solely on Sue Roach or Mr. Joseph is quite unfair. For me, there were significant concerns about equal access and the demographics that did not equate to that of CVUSD. It is important that the OPA families remember that it was a unanimous vote by the board. The decision was made by all 5 members of the board. It wasn't Mr. Joseph. I want to move on to a couple of items that are going on in our community. There's a free Cendejas football camp on Saturday, June 10th at Don Lugo High School. Check-in time is at 7 a.m. There's also free summer ROP courses for all high school students, including incoming 9th graders. Courses include pharmacy front office, retail florist, crime scene investigation, 3D media design, and many others. Please call 909-947-3400, extension 1322 to register. My son promotes from the 8th grade on June 2nd, and he attended Dixon, which was one of the schools mentioned tonight. And I understand that there's a lot of focus on scores, but public schools must accept every student. We don't have lotteries where we can pick and choose who we are going to accept onto our campus. We don't have students coming in from Orange County or other affluent cities attending our public schools. It is unfair to make such comparisons, but I am proud that my son has achieved so well in Chino Valley Unified Public Schools. I want to thank the cafeteria workers who ensured that he had a healthy and nutritious lunch every day, even when he forgot his money. And I know that Chino Valley Unified has taken a beating on social media recently because there was an email blast reminding parents to pay the debt owed for lunch. It wasn't intended to be hurtful to our students, but I received the email, I received the phone blast, and guess what? I owed money. My bad. So I sent him to school with his $6 that he needed to pay. It happens. It doesn't make us a bad school district. But I do want to thank our nutrition staff who does provide lunch to every student, even when they do forget their money. I want to thank the nurses and the health technicians who always addressed his asthma flare-ups and his frequent broken eyeglasses during his elementary school years. And most importantly, I want to thank every great teacher who encouraged and motivated him through his periods of awkwardness, shyness, and even endured a bit of racial discrimination. But there were teachers who realized his potential and who ensured that he would be successful on their campus while in their classroom. Those teachers I am extremely grateful to, because it is because of them that he returned to honor roll and is now focusing on extracurricular activities and looks forward to 9th grade at Don Lugo High School. So I want to thank each and every one of you who has provided the best quality public education to both my children in Chino Valley Unified. I want to close by thanking my son for being a good teenager and for being so understanding when I have had to miss his events that land on Thursdays. I look forward to June 2nd, and I am very proud of you, Andrew Blair. And with that, thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Blair. Mr. Nall.
Yeah, this afternoon, I had to meet a parent, and suddenly she gave me a big hug, and she said she's a parent of OPA. Then I heard speakers tonight, where OPA and everyone had tried their best to have their charter petition renewed from our board to the county and state, and it did not happen. But I can agree on one thing. Have we done best for our kids? Have we served all the students? So I'd like to ask Mr. Joseph to look into something. Now, I think our fields are plain, it's all flat. I think we're on equal stance. There's such a thing called accomplishments, but also something called accidents, and also miracles. Those things don't happen often, but I hope something could happen here so that we can have students and parents where they would have a choice to send their children to meet their expectations and children to be successful. So I'd like to ask Mr. Joseph, is there any scenarios that could happen where we can help our students at OPA? And it might take time. Again, could be an accident that it has to happen, or a miracle. But I cannot lose hope tonight, knowing that students are going bad crying. And as an adult, we have that responsibility. So Mr. Joseph, could you please look into that? I think we still have a month. Thank you, Mr. Joseph.
Thank you, Mr. Knott. Mrs. Fikes.
As the grandmother of a student at Rolling Ridge, I wanted to echo the thanks and appreciation of Patrick, their custodian. I have only been there since February, but I've seen him many, many times. He's always very busy and active and welcoming to the families at Rolling Ridge. So I join in their congratulations of his job well done. Rolling Ridge, I don't know if they did it different than everybody else, but we did Day of the Teacher or Teacher Appreciation this week, not last week. So of course it just reminded me how grateful I am for the teachers I've had, how grateful I am for the students I've had, and how lucky I feel to have been part of this profession for, I guess I now get to count my years on the board. So 43 years, it's a long time. It's an important profession. It's a satisfying profession. Wouldn't trade it for anything. So I hope you all participated in Day of the Teacher, and let those who have impacted you know that they have. I was at Career Day today at Eagle Canyon along with Mr. Cruz. I'm sure the kindergartners were thrilled to hear about my career in education. We tried to make it appropriate for them. It was a great time and well organized. Kudos to Gina Solis as well as to Lori Warner. And I love that they're doing Career Day in elementary school where kids can think about everything. All the kindergartners wanted to tell me what they want to be. I think we need more firefighters to go, though, because they were way more interested in that than teachers. I get it. I get it. Last week, I attended the dedication of the garden at Townsend Junior High School. They have received a garden, I can't think of the word. Thank you, grant, yes, and of, I think, $4,500 from a Southern California agency, and they have revitalized the garden that was at Townsend and dedicated it to Angela Knapp, one of their staff members who passed away last year. It was a lovely event, and it preceded their open house, well attended. And so I encourage you, if you're a Townsend parent, to make sure you get by the garden or you ask your kids about it, because they've got all kinds of wonderful plans for cross-curricular activities with the things that are growing in the garden: science, culinary arts, even English. So dear to my heart. I know you think that there are certain things that Mrs. Fikes is interested in and she just won't let it go, but I have to tell everybody, if you're watching tonight, tomorrow is the last elementary school debate. That is this tournament that is spearheaded by this young woman from Ayala. It is going to be a terrific event. It's going to be held at Country Springs, and I think they have over 100 competitors. So if you are out and about tomorrow afternoon and you'd like to get a real charge for the accomplishments of our young people, you will be amazed at the poise with which they approach the podium and how they address their concerns in a formal argumentative setting. I want to give thanks to CHAMP and to ACT for the scholarships that they give our seniors. I did comment to Mr. Joseph tonight that I was concerned that some of the district scholarships that came out of our golf fund were going unclaimed, no applicants for a couple of them. So I really want to encourage you as community members and as employees for us to encourage our kids to apply for scholarships. Oftentimes kids think, oh, it'll never happen for me. But if we have scholarships that go with no applicants, certainly we can get kids enthusiastic and confident about putting themselves out there to apply for the gifts that we want to give them. And lastly, Mrs. Fellows, I didn't ask you how we're coming on the RSVPs for next week. So I'm so excited, and I know Mrs. Orozco is too, because we've been partners in advocating for this, but it'll be our employee recognition for retirements as well as service credit. If you have not RSVP'd and you want to come, we want you to be there. We are hoping for a joyous celebration for our employees, and with that, I close my comments.
Thank you, Mrs. Fikes. Mr. Joseph.
Well, we wish all the luck in the world to our 2017 graduates who will graduate at the end of this month. They've done a fine job all the years they've been with us, and we wish them well in the future. And that will conclude my comments.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to keep mine relatively short. I just first would like to say congratulations to all the individuals that were honored this or recognized this evening. It's the people that truly make our district wonderful, and so thank you and congratulations to all of you. So tonight I am simply going to announce the retirements, kind of going off of Mrs. Fikes, because I'm excited about our retirement dinner. But so this evening, for certificated management, we have Mr. Robert Whale, who is principal right now at Dixon Elementary. He has served our district for 28 years. For certificated, we have Darlene Boyle, 19 years at Cattle, Marcia Staunton, 15 years, Cortez, Karen Simon, 37 years at Dickey. Patricia Memovich, 27 years, Liberty. Leslie Smart, 24 years, Lytle. Loretta Gonzalez, 39 years, Walnut. Patricia Bain, 29 years, Wickman. Janice Redden, 26 years, speech and language pathologist, special ed. We have Kristen Garco, and she's 10 years, special ed instructional aid at Cattle. Deborah Campbell, 10 years of service, instructional aid at Dickey. Antonio Betancourt, he is 17 years, custodian at Newman. Lori Caden, 14 years, typist clerk at Wickman. To all of you, thank you for your service. We wish you luck and fun as you retire. And so board members, just keep in mind that I need for you to remain in your seat for a very quick special board meeting. So with that, I adjourn the regular meeting of the Board of Education at 9:33. And, okay, so now I call to order the special meeting of the Board of Education on Thursday, May 18th, 2017 at 9:33 with Blair, Cruz, Fikes, Snaw, and Orozco present. We are now at comments from the audience on items not on the agenda. Pat, are there any speakers?
None.
And with that, we are at the action item. Would you please announce the action item?
Item 2A1, Resolution 2016-2017-38 for authorization to utilize a piggyback contract.
And that is to recommend the Board of Education adopt Resolution 2016/2017-38 for authorization to utilize a piggyback contract. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Nah makes the motion. It's getting late. Mrs. Blair seconds. Are there any questions or comments? With that, all in favor? Aye. Oppose? Motion passes with a vote of 5-0. That concludes the special meeting. I now adjourn at 9:35. Close enough.